Hello, good evening and welcome to my Advent Stories. Tonight's story is called The Christmas Eve Adventure and it's been written for us by Hannah Johnson, aged 11, from Edinburgh. At the edge of a small, unknown and friendly city, there was a rather small cottage. Inside lived a young, splendid boy called Oscar. The cottage had ancient bricks with faint paint on the outside. Inside there were two cosy bedrooms. One of them was Oscar's and the other was Oscar's parents'. There was also a small, crowded living room with a dining room table and an immense Christmas tree with baubles dangling down and tinsel smiling along the tree. It was Christmas Eve and Oscar had sent his Christmas list to Santa and hoped he had been good this year. On his list he had asked for books, teddies, a bike and a dog. His parents told him that he couldn't get a dog, but he still put it on his list. One of Oscar's family traditions is sitting round a tall, decorated Christmas tree and getting to open one present before Christmas. Oscar was always keen to pick the smallest present, as he wanted to save the big ones for Christmas Day. He opened the present slow and carefully, trying to guess what was inside. As he lifted the lid off the gift, white sparkling dust shot out of the present and started to surround Oscar. "Ah!" screamed Oscar dramatically. The sparkling dust started to disappear and so did Oscar. Bam! And he suddenly appeared in this magical land. All Oscar could see was snow and an immaculate concrete path. He looked around, but nobody else was near. He decided to follow this long, mysterious path that seemed to lead to nowhere. Oscar had been walking for around 30 minutes when he started to hear whispers. He looked around to try to see where it was coming from, but he couldn't see anyone. He carried on walking and kept hearing quiet whispers when a large, what he thought was a dog, jumped in front of him. But it wasn't a dog, it was two reindeer. "Hi, sorry if we scared you," said one of the reindeers. "You can talk," replied Oscar, shocked. "Well, of course we can talk. After all, we are related to Rudolph," said the other reindeer. "You're related to Rudolph?" said Oscar in disbelief. "Yes, I'm Sparkle and this is my older sister Shine. We're from the North Pole." Oscar couldn't believe what he was hearing. He had so many questions. "What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be in the North Pole?" asked Oscar. "What do you mean?" "We are in the North Pole," Shine answered. Only then Oscar had realised where the dust had teleported him to. "My name is Oscar. Do you know where this path leads to?" Oscar asked. "This path leads to Santa's workshop, where all the elves make toys for Christmas," said Shine. "Why don't you come with us, Oscar, and we can show you the shortcuts," said Sparkle excitedly. "Really? I can come with you?" said Oscar. "Sure, but we need to hurry. We need to get there before Santa starts to deliver the presents." Off the three of them went down the path to Santa's workshop. Every so often, Shine would take a shortcut and Oscar and Sparkle would follow. As they walked on, they had to cross a bridge where half of the wooden planks were gone. "How are we going to get across?" Oscar asked. "Don't worry, we just need to get some wood and fix the bridge," replied Sparkle confidently. Oscar didn't think this would work, but he tried anyway. Once they gathered all the wood, which was really hard to find in the North Pole, they placed the wood planks as straight as they possibly could against the two thin strings. But it didn't work. "We will have to go right round," said Shine. So off they went round the cliff. By the time they had got round the cliff, it started to get dark. "Quick, jump on my back, Oscar," said Shine urgently. Oscar was unsure, but he did it anyway. "Let's go," said Sparkle and Shine at the same time. Then the reindeer took off and were going as fast as a rocket. "Ah!" screamed Oscar as Sparkle and Shine bolted across the thick snow, making paw prints, but then stopped drastically and Oscar almost went flying off. "Why did we stop?" Oscar asked, as his heart was beating wild. "Look, we're here at Santa's workshop." Oscar looked up and could see an enormous building with lights shining out the windows and a sign as big as a TV saying Santa's Workshop and another sign with 2 hours to go on it. Well, "I guess this is a good time to say goodbye," said Shine, trying not to cry. "We will miss you," added Sparkler, sadly. The reindeer bolted off into the distance. They got smaller and smaller until Oscar could not see them anymore. He turned around facing the workshop and entered cautiously. As he stepped in, he could see hundreds of the elves wearing green and red. They were all busy building, painting or wrapping presents. Oscar saw a bright coloured sign that on it read Santa's Room. He headed straight there, not getting distracted along the way with Christmas cookies or painting pictures. He arrived at the big red door and he started to knock nervously. No one answered, but then the door slowly opened and Santa was at the door. "Ho, ho, ho, ho! What can I do for you?" said Santa. "I'm trying to get home. Can you help me?" replied Oscar. "Of course. You came at the perfect time. You're not scared of heights, are you?" "No. Why?" said Oscar, excited. "What better way to get you home than by the sleigh?" said Santa with a big smile on his face. Oscar was extremely excited as they went on the sleigh. He could see all the reindeer, including Rudolph. Then the sleigh started to go up, up, and away they were in the sky. Oscar looked down to the world and could see all the streetlights and imagined what was happening in every house right now. Finally, they started to go down, and then the sleigh bumped against the top of Oscar's house. And then Oscar waved goodbye to Santa as Santa slowly faded away into the sky, and Oscar climbed into his cosy bed, pulled his covers up, and closed his eyes gently, yawning, thinking about the adventure he had tonight, about Sparkle and Shine, wondered how they are, and if this had been one long, big, happy dream. What a lovely story. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow night.